My name is George Flamik, and I am a candidate for District 1 Supervisor in San Francisco. I am a 39-year-old businessman, married, and a 16-year resident of the Richmond District. I am not a career politician and believe real business experience can help solve the problems facing San Francisco today. My long-standing charitable commitment to the elderly, injured veterans, at-risk youth, and San Francisco's less fortunate brings a compassionate viewpoint and unique perspective to alleviate the problems that many people face. I believe a member of the Board of Supervisors should not endorse, propose, or sign any new law until they have read that law cover to cover and thoroughly understand its contents. I also believe a member of the Board of Supervisors should attend every scheduled meeting unless medically unable to do so. A member of the Board of Supervisors should also make sure that he or she is doing what is in the best interest of the city and not their own political career. My main issues for District 1 are infrastructure improvements, fixing sidewalks and repairing streets, graffiti reduction and hopeful abatement, improving public transportation, make sure our public school system is serving our children's needs, supporting locally owned businesses, keeping hospitals open, many citywide improvements that I think should be implemented, proof of payment and multi-door boarding. I believe proof of payment personnel could potentially add more money with a long-term commitment in collecting money and providing a safer transit experience resulting in more ridership. Ticket vending machines at selected bus stops and potentially elsewhere. Modifications to existing labor agreements that would provide greater confidence in the availability of personnel to properly implement the policy of immediate concern to the Richmond District is the proposed BRT plan. I believe this is being rushed through and requires a phased-in approach and further economic study. I am in agreement with the Planning Association for the Richmond in using a two-phased approach. Begin Phase 1 immediately, which would include the following: transit signal priority at some signals, low-floor buses, increased enforcement of bus zones, bus bulbs at some stops, dedicated bus lanes in peak hours, and directions level boarding, which should be a benefit to low-floor buses. Bus stop enhancements, expanded hours of limited and express service. Phase 2 would begin with, I recommend that baseline performance for bus service be captured after all the service improvements listed in Phase 1 have been implemented. This information would be compared with the projected performance data of the BRT system before a final decision is made to implement the BRT. Our city's financial situation. I believe to make sure that the city is solvent financially. If we continue to spend more money than we can afford, our bond rating will drop and we will soon be facing a compounding deficit, the direct opposite of Albert Einstein's ninth wonder of the world, compound interest. If we are not solvent financially, all of the programs that people want will be unavailable and result in a possible drop in essential city services. I would like to improve our port facilities to encourage cruise ship traffic, docking and departures, arrivals to increase tourist spending in San Francisco. I also believe we need to encourage businesses to come and be based in San Francisco. I believe in creating signage in other languages besides English, which would be a big help with minimal cost to help tourists get around San Francisco. Graffiti. I do believe in a mandatory minimum community service with a fine for graffiti infractions. The District Attorney's Office is reluctant to prosecute these crimes. By instituting a mandatory minimum and fine, we will be better served to tackle this problem. I am against the junior ROTC closure with the SF School Board and believe it should be reinstated. Thank you for your time, and I need your vote.
SF Votes. The League of Women Voters has joined with your public, educational, and government cable stations to provide the election information you need. SF Votes. Meet the candidates, learn about the city's ballot measures, and find out how you can make your voice heard. SF Votes. Grassroots, independent, complete election coverage you can find nowhere else. Brought to you by the League of Women Voters, Access SF, EATV, and SFG TV.